It's top 10 UK coaster time, but this time it's doubled.
And this time I have actually ridden Saw the Ride version 3, but not Saw the Ride version 2. Hello and welcome to another video. Thank you for joining me where am I? But I'm back for yet more totally original content. Now this is quite a special occasion because I've never really made one of these videos before. So because it's a special occasion, I put on the tie, as you can see right here, and that's as far as we go, because I don't really want to look like I've applied for a job at, say, Thorpe Park. But yeah, welcome to ranking my top 20 UK coasters. So let's talk about where this video has really come about. It took a lot of deep thought, and it had a lot of thinking behind it. It's so original. But yeah, this is the long process behind it. Basically, a couple weeks back, probably about 5 months by now, I made a video basically listing my top 20 coasters worldwide, and I thought, from doing a top 10 previously, why not do a top 20 this time? So that's what I'm doing, but for UK coasters. Reminder that this is just my opinion. If you have different opinions, then fair enough, that's your opinion, except if you rate Hero as your top 5. There's not 5 versions of it in the UK, what am I on about? So at number 20 we have quite a controversial one already. Oh god, if this is already a bit controversial, then I'm not looking forward to further up. We have Vampire at Chessington. A lot of people rate this a lot higher in the UK and a lot higher in their rankings, but having done it more recently for the first time in 6 years or so, I did like it, but it was quite hard to enjoy because it did feel a little bit on the jolty side. So on the spot, I've literally just changed number 19 because why the hell not? At number 19, we have the Ultimate. I've decided to put this back in because as much as towards the end it does get quite painful, it's one of the longest in the world, and it's the stupidest thing ever, and that's why I've rated it here. Well, it finally went down the drop. At number 18, we have Dragon's Fury at Chessington again. A lot of people do say, again, that they prefer Vampire over Dragon's Fury, but I do very much enjoy Dragon's Fury. Going back on it again, it was just a lot of fun, laughing the whole way, and it's just one of those fun spinning coasters, and I do prefer it to Spinball Whizzer. I have just ruined a place in the next part of my list, so you know that Spinball Whizzer's not going to be there, which is... Basically, at number 17 is the big one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. As much as it is a very fun ride, most of my rides I've had on it are quite rough, and it does really kick it for the enjoyable factor of it, which is very annoying, and I hope to get some really good rides on it soon, and I'm sure it would go up if that was the case. At number 16 we have one of many launch coasters. Many. There's like 3 or 4 launch coasters on this list, but Velocity is at number 16. It's a Vekoma booster bike at Flamingo Land in Yorkshire. It's a really fun ride. It is a little bit shuffly at some points. I'm just going to go like that. But that doesn't take away from the fun of it at all. Now we've reached the top 15, and what better way to kick it off than with one of my favourite rides that I've ever been on, and that is Rita at Alton Towers. So if you do watch this channel, you will know my opinion on this ride, but I'll give it to you straight. It's an alright ride. It's not the best in the world, and it's not the worst. At number 14 we have Shockwave at Drayton Manor. I rode this for the first time this year. Was it this year? No, was it I was about to laugh at myself because I thought it was last year, but it was this year I rode this for the first time. It was a lot of fun, had some good elements to it, and it's like nothing else I've really ever done. At number 13 we have Colossus at Thorpe Park. This is one of those ones that I think a lot of people would rate even lower than I have. I just love Colossus. At number 12 we have the first of 2 Gerstlauer Eurofighters on this list, and that is Rage at Southend-on-Sea. Quite a whippy little ride. It has a really good drop. It's quite small for an amusement park. An amusement park is quite small. Why is that small for an amusement? At number 11 we have 13. Now I know I should have put this at number 13 because that would have been hilarious. As much as the outdoor section could be longer, I do love the whole aesthetic of that ride. And don't worry, I know it's been open since 2010. I won't spoil what happens on the inside, just because, you know, some people might not have ridden it, and if you don't want to know, then there's a drop track on the inside. At number 10, we have Oblivion, the world's first vertical roller coaster. The drop on this thing is huge, and it is very intense. I struggle to keep my eyes open at the bottom. I have to literally, like, the world's first roller coaster. At number 9, we have Galactica. It's the world's first B&M flying coaster, and it is a great ride. As much as people probably don't rate it as high as I have, as a kid, this was like the first major coaster I really did. So I do have a lot of connection to it, personally, which is why a lot of the time I say bring back air. It's mostly a joke, but it would be nice. At number 8, we have Saw the Ride at Thorpe Park. This one is a lot higher up than I thought I'd actually rank it, but I've put it here just because, as an overall experience, this ride is just, it's one of the best the UK has to offer. And occasionally you do get rough rides on it, but I do love it, and I used to say it was worse than Colossus, but I'd say it's better than Colossus now. At number 7, we have Nemesis at Alton Towers. What a ride Nemesis is. It's just the terrain, the rocks, everything you go close by, it's super intense. What's not to love about Nemesis? What's more to love about Nemesis Inferno? At number 6, we have Wicker Man at Alton Towers again. I've mainly put this here just because of, it's just an overall experience ride. If you asked me what are the top themed coasters in this country, I would put that right at the top. It's a brilliant thrill ride. Well, it's not a thrill ride, it's a family ride, for God's sake. And at number 5, here's probably the most controversial one on this list. Well, maybe not now, but Nemesis Inferno at Thorpe Park. I began my journey when I was a child, and I absolutely adored Nemesis. Do I sound like John Wardle? But yeah, in my opinion, Inferno just has a lot more pace to it. Towards the end of Nemesis, really, I feel like it dies out a little bit, the speed kind of goes, but towards the end of Nemesis Inferno, you're still whipping around the helixes. At number 4, we have The Swarm, again at Thorpe Park. This is quite high in my rankings because it's relaxing when you're on the front, and it's just I find it very intense towards the back, and sitting left or right, I quite like the right row. I quite like the right side now. I used to always say the left side's way better, but the right side's a lot more floaty, but I find the left side is a lot more intense. At number 3, yes, we're on to the top 3 already. Could you believe it? We have Stealth at Thorpe Park. I almost said at front row because I have put brackets on the front row, mainly because Stealth on the front row, if Stealth had that buzz, it would genuinely be probably the best coaster in the UK in my opinion. But as much as the other rows are good, front row Stealth is just, it's something else. At number 2, we have the Smiler. Now this, I've looked before, I think this was around 4 or 5 in my last list, so it's gone up quite a lot, and that is mainly because this ride has just been running so good, especially this year. Even though we had half a season. It used to be a little bit rough and a little bit headbangy, but I find it to be glossy smooth now. Yes, there are a few, I can't really say glossy smooth and then say, yes, there are a few jolts. Am I dumb? But it's way better than it ever used to be, in my opinion. And time for number 1. I wonder what it could be. I have put Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. What a ride. Mac multi-launch. It's just so smooth, so everything goes into it so well. You have airtime moments that go into like whipping turns, you have a couple moments where you just flung out your seat, everything, like it does it all so well. And even hang time through that barrel roll or 0G roll, everyone debates about that inversion, and maybe it's a Cobra roll. I would say a lot more about Icon, but I can already tell by the numbers on my recording. This video is dragging on a bit. And also, it'd be interesting to hear what your top 20 is. I know putting your top 20 down is a lot of effort, and it probably takes up half the comment section, but it would be very interesting to see what you guys think are the top 20 best in the UK. I'm sure there's coasters on my list that aren't on yours, and I'm sure there are coasters on your list that aren't on mine. But at the end of the day, it's all a matter of opinion. If you think Rita's the 3rd best in the UK, then go ahead. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, you can leave a like if you want to see more. Of course, if you do want to see any reviews of the separate individual coasters, then feel free to leave that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
3, 2, 1. Place your heads back, face forwards, hold on tight and brace yourself.
World's first roller coaster.